But when you start to understand it and you step out, you become free, right? But you start here with no money, and you slowly graduate to higher levels of control over your reality and higher levels of better living as you increase on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But you're outside of the pyramid. You're just watching it. I'm just watching it to the side, okay? I'm watching it to the side. I'm within the matrix, but I'm living outside of it to a degree, up here, because they can't take, you have control over your mind, all right? But the people at the top, you hear everyone complaining about the elites and all that, they're a slave to it. Look at what they have to do to maintain power. I mean, they have to go out every day with a smile on their face, shake hands. They don't want to talk to these people. They got to go on the press, and the press insults them, and they have to, spin the right thing. Every single thing they do is calculated. They're constantly worried about going to jail from one scandal. They're constantly worried about someone in their inner circle betraying them. They're constantly worried about their rivals taking power from them. So they're deep in that monkey mind, that tribal chimpanzee um, relation to life and consciousness, just like a lot of the people at the bottom are trapped in that. And the only difference is the elite are the ones programming the ones at the bottom. So it's, you've got the lower consciousness people programming the lower consciousness people at the bottom. The lower consciousness people at the top programming the lower consciousness people at the bottom. And they know how to do it very well. They know how to get eyeballs. They sell sex and fear. Terrorism, terrorism, terrorism. Sex scandal, cheating scandal, pregnancy, gossip, all the fucking like lowest level shit that you do not need in your psyche, but that is very addictive to our monkey minds and to the 100 million years of human evolution, where we were living in these nomadic tribal groups. They've hijacked that, and they've hijacked the idea of living in a tribe, and they've presented themselves as the tribal leader, and then they sell you all kinds of lower consciousness shit to keep you addicted, to keep your attention, and to keep your money, and to keep them in power. And I'm not even going to say this is like an evil conspiracy, because all these people are just, they're acting out of their instincts, okay? And it doesn't help you to think of it as an evil conspiracy, because you're going to become paranoid. Instead, just look at it as human nature. We are just in the very slow process of evolving. And every 100 years, we have these 3 exceptional beings or so who break out of the matrix completely, and they become enlightened. They become, Jesus and Buddha become the neos of the matrix. And 2,000 years later, 1 billion people are still following them because their message is so fucking powerful, okay? So for me, my goal is always the worldly mission within the matrix, and then the spiritual mission. All right, I'm not going to touch too much on the spiritual mission here, but I can tell you that enlightenment's been my goal since I was 15. All right, now you might be surprised, you read some of my articles, how to give a girl a rim job orgasm and all kinds of sex stuff, but to me, none of that conflicts with my self-inquiry, my self-examination about consistently examining and inquiring about the world. I have a practice that it doesn't matter what's happening in my life, I'm constantly inquiring. And my spiritual mission is one thing, but within the worldly mission, I'm trying to elevate my consciousness as much as I can to become happy. All right, and a large part of being happy is understanding the matrix, okay, accepting your place within it, not trying to deny that you're above it. All right, a lot of guys who get into meditation try and pretend like they're above their ego. You're not above your ego until you destroy it completely. Otherwise, you have to work with it, all right? So I recommend the balanced path, all right? Play the game, but hack it. Buy the $5 sunglasses instead of the $500 sunglasses, because you know the fucking game. You're status signaling, but you're doing it in the optimized way, because you don't buy in. You don't get your validation from having that Louis Vuitton suit or whatever, okay? You just do it because you know that other people buy into it, and you're able to get more women from it. You're able to get more respect for men from it. right? So I'm playing the game, but I'm also watching the game. I also know it's a facade. I know it's a facade. I know that, to me, it's my dream world, but I want my dream world to be as fun and a happy place as possible. And, I'm still subject to the rules of, the dream world, or uh, the MMO, the multiplayer online game, where we're all these different avatars with our consciousness plugged into the game, and I'm still subject to the laws of the game. I can't walk through walls, but I can upgrade my levels of my avatar. I can upgrade my levels of reality creation, and I can upgrade my levels of consistent happiness by not buying into that shit too much. Once you know it's sort of a game to be played, you can take all that excess energy of striving and stuff like that, and redirect that energy inward to think, what really makes me happy, what, you know love and connection and exercise and being in nature and self-inquiry and examining the reality and looking at the beauty of life and looking at, just the trees and the mountains and all these things. That's the fucking, next level that you want to be able to get to. You want to structure your life within the matrix so that you can constantly be living at these higher levels of evolution and higher levels of consciousness. All right. And I chose the name Will Free Men. It means will free men for that very reason. And that every level I get to, I'm trying to upgrade your level. I'm trying to get you to the next level so that you can be happier and hopefully bring that happiness to other people around you, or maybe do the same thing that I'm doing and pay it forward. So the happier you get, the more positive you get, the more higher levels of consciousness you get, the more you directly impact your reality around you, and you impact it in a positive way. And then that comes back to you full circle, because you're giving out love and affection and positivity, and you're receiving that love and affection and positivity right back. Even if it's as much as just, being nice to the checkout girl and asking her about her day, because everyone else just treats her like a vending machine with hands and throws the food at her for her to scan. All those little things about, being conscious, being aware, um, you know, recognizing that you live within the matrix, but also, that you're living over here and trying to be in this state of freedom outside of the pyramid, where you're trying to live in a higher state of consciousness, and you are just using the matrix to create the lifestyle that you want to live. And that lifestyle is about being consistently happy.